All right, y'all, welcome back to another Bryce is Right. Let's go ahead and hop right in. Let's get it.
It's coming in. That's all rain out there and lightning, and this parasailer's stuck. It's so windy they can't reel him in. Oh, dude, if it snaps, look, dude, he's got to be scared. See everybody panicking, trying to help. Damn, he's going. Oh, holy. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Detached?
Hey. Dude.
Oh
hey, y'all, check this out.
Gosh.
Just a minute. What is that? And then there's this. Seriously.
I guess that's the moon. Do y'all think that's the moon?
I really need y'all's thoughts on this too, for real.
Mm-mm. Looks like a upside down sombrero.
That is valuable information for those of us who have the responsibility to protect the American people. He told us the operatives have been instructed to ensure that the explosives went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people trapped above from escaping.
What?
The North Tower in flames. And we saw the plane circling around before it slammed into the South Tower and caused it to end up in flames.
If what you say is true, those could be cargo planes or something like that. You said you didn't see any windows inside?
It was not a normal flight that I've ever seen at an airport, and it did not look like it belonged in this airport.
I did not know that.
I told you that life does.
Yeah. That's so freaking nasty, y'all. Ugh.
The actual FCK is going on with our watermelon.
That just doesn't look right. It's foaming at the mouth, y'all. Squirter. That's right. Hell no. The fly said, give me some. Girl, give me that. Sheesh. Boy's still squirting. They had to have pumped out one full of something. I don't know. We'll find out. Yo. Is that really what a firefight looks like? It looks cool at night. It looks like a bunch of fireworks. Just not booming. Star Fox. Oh, those two boys in the yellow car, watch. Now it's one little boy. Ooh.
Now, in case you missed it, if you pay close attention to the passenger next to Mohammed, you'll notice that as soon as the cart spins around the coaster and comes back to the camera, the passenger is no longer there. The child that was right next to him disappears.
Let's watch that
Mohammed's
back.
mother immediately noticed the missing boy after the second spin. Now, as some viewers have commented, it could be that the child had hit below the seat when the cart was out of sight. But if we pause the video at a certain point, we can see from a certain angle that no one was hiding underneath. To make things even more creepy, when Mohammed's mother asked him about the boy he was riding with, he seemed to ignore the question, as if he didn't know what she was talking about. If he didn't know that someone else was riding with them, then what exactly was caught on camera?
See, Mohammed had his mask pulled down, so
Guys,
creepy.
we're walking along the beach and we find this. It is literally a different piece of rock behind this other rock. Go moving.
That is so
Goes
freaking
from there
cool.
all the way up,
What y'all think is the Batcave?
right into here, all the way down to the ground again. What if this is a freaking government secret door, or there's aliens behind it? I don't know. You tell me.
Try and move it. Ah, see, I would have had to put my finger in that little hole and try to move it. I'm too curious. That's a trip. Okay. Now I see a face on that. It's fake. Why does it look like the ice is like stepping? It's like. That's so weird. Hell no. It's like Godzilla popping up out of the water or something. That's a trip. I don't know what I would do if I saw that. I mean, besides take off running. Like, we gotta get out of here. I've seen too many movies. And I bet you it took everything he had not to run those people over. What's that guy gonna do? That cop, like, why? Stupid cop. You should be telling him to get the heck out the way. Sheesh. So there ain't nothing wrong with protesters, right? But don't act like that. Come on.
And it's because he says all these crazy conspiracy theories, but he adds in Hillary Clinton is a lizard woman. So it like discredits everything he says. So
That was a good
like
impression.
saying real things that are happening, but it's immediately discredited by how
Yeah.
psycho he is.
Reputation. Yeah.
You have to at least agree that that would be a good strategy.
Yeah.
If you were trying to like make something seem silly, you would put it among other very silly things. We can all agree that that on premise makes sense.
What do we call that tactic? The silly tactic?
Yeah, there's a bunch of like hardened military. I think there's only one way to handle this, General. No, please. We gotta get silly. No!
Somebody call Alex!
Bring in Mr. Jones.
Eric's douching. Can you help me get out of here? Explosions to back. I've been freaking trying to get out of here for the last like 10, 15 minutes before it really happened. No, I just freaking tried to go to the bathroom and I found myself in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, freaking, oh, guess.
But if he was an ex-employee, wouldn't he know the way around?
Let me get Carol and help me out. Look,
How did you get back here?
I just opened a random door and next thing you know I'm in here. What is that? It's just an old school thing. I want to pop you out. Okay. Just need to get the right
weird.
person to do it. Man, talking about stairwell after door after sheesh. What is this place? Whoa.
What is that creepy looking
What
place?
is this? This big empty area in here.
Looks like something for like monkeys, like a little habitat.
Hello, can
What's
you help me out?
happening?
Yes, please. Don't tell him what I'm about to say and see if he knows about it. Okay. So what we do is we play with our own forces, make sure our trickery will work on the enemy. And those are directed energy weapons of where we do intersecting beams or focus beams into the atmosphere, and notice they're always in the atmosphere, to excite the electron orbitals of the oxygen and nitrogen in our atmosphere, and it causes a glow and it causes ionization. That ionization shows up on radar, and it's like a cat laser pointer. and we're making planes chase them. That's exactly how they describe these things moving, like laser pointer. Yeah, and so we can do it in 3 space. We can make it look like in 3-dimensional space. Yeah, and we can make it look like an entire fleet is about to drop bombs on, let's say, Europe, and then just have them disappear. And they get all their planes up in the air, and we attack them from the other direction. Assuming we're attacking. Who is doing this? The Navy, you said? Somebody. Let's just say a group. A group. You know, and you know this for a fact. I know for a fact. Yeah. So anyway, don't tell your group within the U.S. government. Yeah, okay, but leave it at that. Yes. And is this something that could be seen with the naked eye? Yeah, it was just something because it glows. It glows, so it would be seeable. You can see it by the naked eye, and it would leave a radar trace. So it's perfect as a deception, and it involves the voice of God weapons that I was talking about, Project Bluebeam. And this got leaked, and so it probably won't have the effect, and they probably won't do it. But if you wanted to bring the world together, as President Reagan said in several UN speeches, you would have a common enemy, like evil aliens attacking. We forget our differences and we fight against it. So we look at each other as Chinese or Russian and American. We look at each other as Earthlings. It's for humans. Yeah, as Earthlings. And so that was Project Bluebeam, was to trick the human race into believing either God is coming down, everybody hears the voice of God, the microwave hearing effect, get along, whatever the new message is, or it was going to be the evil aliens attacking. And notice how they, all of a sudden, all the governments release all their information on UFOs, and there's a whole division dedicated, and that's just deception. The lots of footage and videos and photos that have not been released to the public. Yeah, I haven't seen those. Oh, I can't. And if you think this is all some sort of psyop, what do you think the ultimate purpose of it is? Distraction against a lot of this human experimentation we're doing.
Yo.
Part 1 of this video wasn't even the craziest part. Now that these two have actually fooled us all into thinking that they're not all that smart, meanwhile they are using high-tech program AI technology deepfakes to make their OF content. But everyone's been noticing how they recently changed their hair. Now this is where things really start to get crazy. While the Island Boys are very vocal about saying they were born on an island, these two never really say where they're from, and no one can really figure it out because of their weird accents. But there was recently an influencer event where both the Island Boys and these two were meant to attend, and while both were in attendance, no one ever saw any of them at the same place at the same time. And when all the influencers got together to take a group photo, both sets of twins were nowhere to be found. When people started to raise their eyebrows about the fact that they were never in the same place at the same time, they put out this video.
We're not the Island Boys. We have 0 tattoos. We don't rap. We don't live in Florida. We never swear. And we're always positive. Positive.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but there was one part of that video that just looked a little weird to me. So I put it into an editor and I slowed it down, and this is, y'all, this is crazy.
Starting to see a little bit of those
there was
tattoos.
only one frame that looked weird to me, so then I put it in my photo editor, and this is crazy, y'all. Look at that, the tattoos. I don't know what to think of this whole thing. What do you guys think? Are these rumors? Is it just a glitch? Is it just a coincidence?
Hey, low-key, that's a smart idea, though. Sheesh. What would y'all do if that thing ran up on you? Like Lake Placid, man. Just nuke that thing.
1, 2, 3! Kevin, that guy's not even racing you! Yeah, he did, he blinked!
This is every 16 or 18-year-old dude.
This house in Kauai, and can someone tell me why The bushes are screaming.
What y'all think that is? Like, maybe the plants need water, or they're, I don't know, man. It's almost like whenever you burn a plant,
really helpful.
It does that squealing noise. Like whenever wet wood is burning in a fire, it makes that noise.
I like that. We goody. Wheezy. Here's the script to the 104th season of the NFL. Keep confidential. Your part is on page 9, scene 29, line 23. By the way, we just pre-ordered your new single cat food and can't wait for more. See you at the game.
You see my team. Okay. I've been thinking the NFL scripted for a minute, since at least 95, 96. After our last good season.
Okay. I like that. Wait 1 minute. I like that. We goody.
I love Lil Wayne though.
These are pictures of equations. I've been, for the last 15 years, trying to answer the kinds of questions that my colleagues here have been raising. And what I've come to understand is that there are these incredible pictures that contain all the information of a set of equations that are related to string theory. And it's even more bizarre than that, because when you then try to understand these pictures, you find out that buried in them are computer codes, just like the type that you find in a browser when you go surf the web. And so I'm left with the puzzle of trying to figure out whether I live in the matrix or not.
Leading a group of both mathematicians and physicists about 10 years ago, we found an extraordinary result in some of the equations that are part of string theory. We have discovered that there are mathematical structures that are indistinguishable from error-correcting codes. Many people like to say my work supports simulation theory. I actually believe that it's pointing to something far more beautiful and subtle about the nature of the laws of physics.
Okay.
I don't know how many people know this, but the moon is spiraling away from Earth an inch or two a year. How do we know? Well, Neil Armstrong put down mirrors on the surface of the moon when he landed and walked there back in 1969 in July. Now we take lasers on Earth. We know how fast light travels. You beam it to the moon, time the return signal. You have special detectors to catch that. And you do distance equals velocity times time. Is that right? Yeah. Distance equals velocity times time. And you get the distance to the moon. And you find out it's spiraling away. And it's been doing that ever since it formed billions of years ago. It's been spiraling. So the moon's getting smaller. Slowly getting smaller. And it's getting smaller because the tides that it raises on Earth, these oceanic tides, actually are ahead of the moon in its orbit. Because Earth is spinning faster than the moon orbits us. So we're dragging the tides ahead of what the moon actually wants to do to the water. And that tidal bulge, being ahead of the moon, is actually flinging the moon into a higher orbit. The cost of that is that Earth's rotation rate is slowing down. We are turning into these sloshing tides on our oceanic shores. And we're slowing down, so every now and then we have to make it up with the leap second. There's been nearly 30 leap seconds introduced since the early 1970s, like 27, 28 leap seconds since the early 1970s, when we were first able to determine that this was happening to the Earth and to the moon.
I've always wondered why my watches never keep up with my iPhone time. They're always missing by a couple seconds, sometimes a minute every couple years. Now I know.
She is one of many heroes and heroines, one of many. But this is who we are. She represents who we are in this community.
No, that's not who you are. That's what's so weird. Oprah's going around like a doppelganger, taking on the identity of these actual poor people who are actually helping. Oprah has almost nothing in common with these people. Nothing. She's just walking on the same island, but economics-wise and class-wise and her past-wise, she has nothing in common with common people. And she's trying to go into this disaster to try to feel like a real human being. She's like Pinocchio. She just wants to be real.
Next, Oprah returned with two sisters, both feeling lucky to be alive.
Yeah, her and The Rock out there trying to get us to donate. And y'all put up y'all's money. Y'all got a lot of money.
9 family members in the shelter. Oprah can't relate to that. She has a camera crew inside the shelter. And then she brings these old ladies in who are real portraying actual human people. Oprah's like, I think I want to be human too.
And yet,
This is what I don't understand. Every time I've seen you and your family, your spirits are still so high. You all seem, you seem so okay.
It's baffling to Oprah that this is the way real human beings work.
Our life is the blessings. That's all we're thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so sad. No more memories. Everything we left. Only in the heart. It's all that we bring in.
I like Oprah grabs her own heart when she sees the old lady grab her heart. I guess that's what normal people do. So I'll put my hand on my heart and be like these ladies who really are wonderful and survivors and heroic.
Why don't you get a house, you get a house, you got a house. Why don't you do that again? Ooh.
If vegetable oil is made out of vegetables, and the sunflower oil is made out of sunflowers, then baby oil.
No, come on. Sheesh. I'm sorry if this video was in one of my past videos.
That's as far as it goes.
They look so close and identical, but this one seems so long. I think it's like a minute long, and it's like 1, 2, 3. I mean, don't know. Let's see how many UFOs there are. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a lot of UFOs. I mean, he's, panning that camera around. What? Oh, there goes the helicopter.
What is going on?
Where'd them other UFOs go, though? I kind of 10. I don't see the helicopters. So what are we gonna do, y'all? Fake. Got my hopes up again. Bummer. I just want to see a UFO, y'all.
Now let's talk about the moon. Here's a normal moon in the night sky. We are told that the moon is 238,000 miles away. The funny thing is that the Tycho crater, which is said to only be 53 miles in radius, is perfectly visible to us from Earth at this distance. So I tried to figure out a way to test if we would be able to see the Tycho crater from a distance of 238,000 miles away. I went to Google Earth and I made a 53-mile radius in Texas,
where I live,
as you can see here. And you can also do this yourself. Then I zoomed out as far as I could, and unfortunately it only goes to 39,000 miles away, but it still makes the point in my opinion. You can barely see the 53-mile radius from 39,000 miles away. If I were to go another 200,000 miles out, we surely would not be able to see the red circle anymore. Of course, Google Earth is complete nonsense. Let's watch a quick clip in reference to Google Earth.
All right, here's what looks like an objective image of the world. This is Google Earth, and it's a circular image, so it gets around the big problem of trying to portray the world on a flat surface. Now, you have a lot of reservations, don't you, about Google Earth? Yet, to many people, it's a wonderful application.
It is great technology, and that's what I first thought when I started doing the work on it. But I do now think that because of the way in which they have bought up so much of the data, which they fed into this geospatial application, that's what they call it, they are monopolizing maps online. If you go online and you're using maps, you are probably using a Google map. And there's also some sort of sinister and worrying dimensions to Google because they buy Earth Viewer, which is the application, and that is funded by the CIA.
We'll know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false. William Casey, director of the CIA in 1981. The CIA's whole purpose is to dispense propaganda and disinformation.
So anyway, we were talking about the moon and how being able to see Tycho crater doesn't make sense. Now let's look at an image of the moon during the day. Now just think about this. Why would we ever see the moon during the day? I mean, if it's 238,000 miles deep into the darkness of outer space, how does it show up
I wonder that every day.
in our blue sky?
The answer again is because it's local, just like the sun, just like the ancients depicted in their models, and just like many flat earthers propose today. To be fair, we are not sure of the exact layout and model, but we do know two things for sure. The Earth is a level plane, and it doesn't move at all. Everything after that, we are still trying to figure out.
How do lunar eclipses work, you ask? Well, certainly not like we are told.
Just said it's getting further and further away. So, what is up, YouTube? Thank y'all for joining once again another Bryce is Right. We're about to y'all's video on Friday or Saturday, the one where I'm trying to do the comment of the week. So be sure and leave those comments. Definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss another one. All right, thank y'all so much. Peace.
Yeah.